Welcome to our 50th episode, our first milestone. I'm Daley Giacopella.
And I'm Sadie, Bruni.
We're diving into the life and career of an actress who really kind of defies easy categorization.
She does.
Carla Gugino.
Yeah.
What makes her tick, both on and off screen?
Mm-hmm.
Let's find out.
Let's do it. She's truly an intriguing figure, and her journey, I think, starts with a childhood that feels almost like something from a novel.
Wow.
She was born in Sarasota, Florida, so you picture those beautiful beaches and that sunshine.
Right.
But the story takes a little bit of a turn.
Okay.
Her parents separate when she's just 2 years old.
Oh, wow.
And that leads her to split her time between Florida and Paradise, California.
Huh. So two very different places.
Very different.
Yeah.
So geographically and emotionally, that shift so early in life must have had some kind of impact, don't you think?
Right. Yeah. Having to bounce back and forth like that, especially at such a young age,
Yeah.
it's got to shape you in some way.
Exactly. And it makes you wonder, how did that early experience of bouncing between two distinct locations, two different ways of life, maybe that instilled in her a sense of adaptability?
It could have.
That ease with transitions,
Right.
And maybe that's reflected in all the diverse roles that she takes on throughout her career.
Yeah, it's almost like she learned to embrace change at such a young age.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And speaking of embracing, her family background presents this really interesting contrast to the path that she chose.
Okay.
We're talking about a lineage steeped in science and achievement.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
So her father was a very successful orthodontist,
Okay.
and he actually co-developed this pioneering computerized program.
So he was on the cutting edge.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Her grandfather was a prominent figure in aircraft design.
Wow.
So even her aunt achieved fame as a spokesmodel.
So they're all successful, but in very, different ways.
Very different.
Yeah.
So from science and technology to the world of modeling.
It seems like success ran in the family,
It did.
but not necessarily in the field that Carla ultimately chose.
That's true. You could say that she kind of carved her own path.
She did.
And maybe that that independence of spirit, is hinted at by this one small detail.
What's that?
She kept her full birth name,
Oh, really?
Carla and Gugino,
Okay.
throughout her career.
Okay.
And that's not very common in an industry that's known for, stage names.
Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications.
Mm-hmm.
Also, check out this fantastic book on Italian-American history. The link is in the video description.
Yeah.
It does suggest a strong sense of self,
Yes.
a comfort with her roots.
Absolutely.
And speaking of roots,
Mm-hmm.
let's delve into her heritage a little bit.
Yeah, let's do that. So on her father's side, we uncover some deep Italian roots.
Okay.
Her grandfather, he hails from Sicily.
Wow.
And her grandmother, though she was born in New York, she had Italian parents. Okay.
And this heritage isn't just a genealogical fact. It's something that Carla actively embodies.
I see. So that explains her fluency in Italian,
That's right.
which is not something you see every day
Not at all.
in Hollywood. It's pretty cool. It adds, I think, another dimension to her persona.
I agree. And it's interesting to note that before her acting career took center stage, there was a period where she explored modeling. Yeah.
Well, that's kind of a natural progression in some ways.
It is.
You get comfortable in front of the camera.
Right.
Yeah, develop that sense of presence.
Yeah, like a stepping stone.
Exactly, yeah.
Honing that confidence that serves an actor so well.
It does. It does.
But what's crucial to note here is that Carla didn't just stumble into acting.
Oh.
There was this deliberate pursuit of the craft.
Really?
A real dedication to learning. She studied under a private acting coach.
Oh, wow.
So that signals a real commitment to excellence even in those early days.
Yeah, so she had a strategic approach.
She wasn't just relying on luck or, looks.
Exactly.
Yeah. And it seems like that dedication paid off rather quickly.
It did.
Because in 1988, at just 17, she landed her first television role
That's right.
on the popular sitcom Who's the Boss?
Yeah.
Talk about hitting the ground running.
I know. And I think for some listeners who might primarily associate her with film, it's a good reminder that this is really just the beginning
Right.
of a career that spans over 40 TV series.
It's really impressive.
It is.
Talk about range
Yeah.
and staying power in such a fickle industry.
It really is.
But her film debut falls closely on the heels of that TV success.
It does.
In 1989, she appears in Troop Beverly Hills.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
while not necessarily a landmark film in cinematic history,
Sure.
it marks her entry into the world of film.
Right. It's that initial step that sets the stage for everything that comes after. And when we talk about what comes after, we can't ignore the film that truly catapulted her, I think, into mainstream recognition.
Right.
Spy Kids.
Spy Kids, yeah.
Her portrayal of Ingrid Cortez, the former spy turned mother,
Right.
really resonated with audiences worldwide.
It did. And, you know, it's a role that could have easily led to typecasting.
Right.
But Carla's career choices show a clear intention to kind of avoid that trap. Yeah.
So Spy Kids proved she could captivate, a family audience.
Absolutely.
But she didn't let that success limit her.
Not at all.
Because shortly after, she takes on these drastically different roles.
It does.
Like the tough parole officer in Sin City. And the complex, really layered character of Silk Spectre in Watchmen.
I mean, these roles demonstrate, I think, a real deliberate effort to push boundaries.
Yes.
Showcase that versatility. Right. It speaks to her commitment to challenging herself as an actress, taking on roles that require, depth and nuance.
Yeah, it's a refusal to be pigeonholed.
Definitely.
And while awards might not be the sole measure of success,
Right.
it's worth noting that despite not having, an Oscar or an Emmy yet, she has received critical acclaim and several nominations.
He has.
Including, a Saturn Award for her performance in The Haunting of Hill House. And a SAG Award nomination for American Gangster.
That's right. Recognition from her peers and the critics.
Yeah, a testament to the impact she's made.
Absolutely.
Through her work.
Absolutely.
Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Also, check out this fantastic book on Italian-American history. The link is in the video description. She's been busy.
She has.
In 2021, she starred in the action thriller Gunpowder Milkshake.
Right.
Which I imagine demanded a lot.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Both physically and emotionally from her.
Oh, yeah.
It's almost like she seeks out these projects that challenge her in different ways.
Right.
Always kind of pushing herself to,
keep those skills sharp. Exactly.
Yeah.
And speaking of keeping things sharp, did you know she's a very devoted practitioner of yoga?
I did read that somewhere. Yeah. It's interesting to think about how that discipline, that she brings to yoga might also kind of play into her approach to acting.
Yeah, makes sense.
The focus and the body awareness it requires.
Yeah.
It's not just about the physical benefits, is it?
It's not.
I mean, yoga is often associated with mental clarity,
It is.
The ability for someone to stay grounded amidst all this chaos.
Right.
Which seems particularly relevant.
It does.
Given the, the pressures of Hollywood.
Yeah. I mean, it makes you wonder, if that practice contributes to her ability to handle the ups and downs, the ebbs and flows of an acting career.
Right.
And stay focused on the craft rather than getting swept up
in
the industry's whirlwind.
Yeah, that's a good point. And speaking of navigating, a complex landscape, her relationship with director Sebastian Gutierrez is another aspect that kind of sets her apart, don't you think?
It is.
I mean, they've been together since 1996.
Well, a long time.
But have chosen not to marry.
That's right.
Which, I mean, that's a decision.
Yeah.
That certainly challenges conventional expectations, especially, within a culture that often equates partnership with a wedding ring.
Yeah, exactly. And I think it raises this question of, do those societal norms truly define what a committed relationship is? And I think for them, they've created this partnership that works for them on their own terms.
Yeah.
And that independent spirit extends to another, significant life choice.
Were you talking about her decision not to have children?
I am, yeah. So she's talked about in interviews how that was a very deliberate choice for her.
Okay.
And it wasn't a reaction to societal pressures or a feeling that she was missing something.
I see.
Her fulfillment, she says, comes from her work, from her passions, from her relationship.
Right.
Not from conforming to this predefined notion of what a woman's life should be.
Yeah, that's refreshing to hear.
It is.
A woman in Hollywood speaks so candidly about that. It really kind of pushes back against this assumption that, motherhood is the ultimate fulfillment.
Exactly.
For every woman.
Right, because there isn't one path.
No.
And her story really serves as this reminder that There is no one-size-fits-all approach to happiness
Right.
or success.
Yeah. It's about,
Yeah,
defining what matters to you, what brings you joy,
absolutely.
and pursuing that,
Yes.
without apology.
So from a childhood split between two states to a thriving career in Hollywood,
Mm-hmm.
a career that she's really kind of carefully curated,
Yeah.
to showcase her range and her depth.
She has, yeah.
She's really created this very unique path.
She has.
And she's done it all while staying true to herself,
Mm-hmm.
making choices that align with her values rather than succumbing to, these outside pressures.
Right.
It's an inspiring example, especially for anyone navigating their own path,
Yeah.
trying to figure out what truly matters.
Yeah.
It's a really compelling journey.
It is. It's been a pleasure unpacking Carla Gugino's journey with you today.
It has.
She's a reminder, I think,
Yeah,
that sometimes the most fulfilling paths are the ones less traveled,
they are.
the ones that don't fit neatly into a box.
Yeah. And her story, I think, really encourages us to question those boxes.
It does.
Those societal expectations,
Mm.
What if we each focused on just crafting a life
Mm.
that feels authentic to us, that
Yeah.
reflects our individual needs,
Yeah.
our desires?
Yeah, that's a great point. Before we wrap up this exploration of Carla Gugino's life and career
Yeah.
and celebrate this being our 50th episode,
Yes.
I want to leave you with a thought-provoking question.
Okay.
How has Carla Gugino's approach to life and career influenced her choices? And what can we learn from her, unconventional path?
Oh, that is a great question to ponder. I think her story encourages us to think beyond, those traditional markers of success
Yeah.
and just consider what truly constitutes a fulfilling life.
Well said. I think that's a perfect note to end on.
Yeah, it really is. It's inspiring to see someone navigate such a demanding industry
It is.
while staying so true to their values.
Yeah.
Yeah. Her journey reminds us that success isn't a one-size-fits-all concept,
Right.
It's about defining what success means to you.
And having the courage to pursue it, even if that means, going against the grain.
Absolutely. And that's what makes Carla Gugino such a fascinating figure.
Yeah.
She's not just an actress. She's a reminder that we all have the power to create our own unique path.
Please like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. Also, check out this fantastic book on Italian-American history. The link is in the video description.
We hope you enjoyed this exploration of Carla Gugino's life and career.
Yeah.
I think it's been a pleasure diving into her story,
It has.
uncovering all those layers that make her such a compelling individual.
As we celebrate this milestone, our 50th episode,
Ooh.
we want to thank you, our listeners,
Yes.
for joining us on this journey of discovery.
Yes. Thank you so much for listening.
Your curiosity and your engagement fuel our passion for bringing these stories to life. We really appreciate you being a part of this community.
Yes, we do.
Until next time, keep exploring, keep questioning,
Keep learning.
and keep those minds open to new possibilities.